Hi, I'm Tom. Happy Chinese New Year. It's the year of the rat. We thought we'd have some fun and do 4 great dishes paired with 4 awesome wines and talk a little bit about pairing Chinese food and wine. First things first, historically these are not foods that, wine was sort of designed to go alongside and vice versa. So it's an opportunity to break away from the norm, have a bit of fun with it. Here we go. Wine pairing number 1, following the order that I like to eat my Chinese dinners, is starting with roast duck. So aromatic hoisin sauce there on pancakes, you know the score, roast duck on top, and a bit of spring onion and cucumber for freshness. The duck is a little bit sort of earthy and savoury and textural. The hoisin sauce is like sweet spices and a bit sort of, savoury and deep. Absolutely delicious. What I think is really good with that is light, easy drinking, sweet fruited, ripe red wines. Things like Pinot Noir would be ideal. Not the Burgundian classic styles, very dry styles, but something with a bit of sweetness behind it. Maybe something from New Zealand, like I've got here, which is from Villa Maria. It's available for £10, this is, in Co-op, and it is juicy and ripe as its palate profile. I think that's a really nice pairing. The sweetness in the wine elevates the dish a little bit, and the kind of savoury earthiness of both the duck and the hoisin works perfectly with what Pinot does very, very well. Enjoy it. Pairing number 2, we're moving to the deep fried fun bits before you get into the main course. So we've got spring rolls, veggie spring rolls. We've got some prawn dumplings steamed over here. We've got a bit of sort of prawn cracker action going on as well. This would work for prawn toasts and all that sort of stuff too. This segment, the really fun bit, I love it. The whole point of these dishes, I suppose, is that they're quite salty, maybe a little bit spicy. They're bright, light, easy to eat things that sort of wet your whistle a bit and get you ready for the rest of the show. Particularly things like spring rolls have got really high sort of deep fat, oily content to them. And that's why I've picked sparkling wine to go with this course. I've picked a Cremant de Jura. This one's in Aldi, it's $7.99. And the particular reason I've picked Cremant de Jura is its traditional method. It's got all of that lovely bready, brioche, yeasty character to it that comes with that style, like champagne or something like that. But this has just got an extra little bit of sweetness to it. It's got a really nice kind of sweet, melony, peary, appley fruit behind it. And as with all the dishes that we're going to taste in this range, a little bit of sweetness in the wine really, really helps. It's absolutely delicious. Right, next wine. How's that for continuity, Alex? Now, dish and wine number 3. I've ordered some super spicy Cantonese style prawns. Loads of chili going on in there, big fresh bits. There's some lovely sort of herbs and things going on. You've got sugar snap peas. It's a sticky, spicy, delicious dish. What I've picked with it is the classic white grape of Argentina, Torrontés. If you haven't tried it yet, you have to. It makes really dry styles of white wine, but it's always got this aromatic, sweet, florally spice going on behind it. It's always quite lifted and it gives the impression of being sweet while it's still very dry. It's got 13% alcohol, this example. So this is Vinalba. It's available in Majestic. It's $9.99 and its palate profile is fruity and fragrant. And the reason I've picked a wine that's got 13% alcohol is that I've ordered a spicy dish because I want it to taste spicy. Higher alcohol wines bring out the spice in dishes. If you want to do the opposite, pick a Riesling or a Grüne Veltliner or something like that that might have a bit lower alcohol, and that should do the opposite and should sort of reduce the spice. Right. Pairing number 4 and the final one in this quartet of delicious things is the wine Villa Maria. Again, the second time. They make great wine. I'm not in their pocket. They just make lovely wine. A second wine from Marlborough. The first was a Pinot Noir. This is Riesling. Neither are the first grape you think of when you think Marlborough. You often think Sauvignon Blanc. The trio you now know of, that's the main grapes they grow. Riesling here is an off-dry style. That's why I've picked this, is it's got tropically fruit and this lovely sort of really kind of sweet, peary character behind it, and that lovely classic Riesling oiliness. But it has got acidity that cuts through food very well as well. So it's a great wine. $10.49 in Waitrose. It's fruity and fragrant as its palate profile. So to pair with that, I got some roast pork belly with aromatic spices in the mix there. It's got a ginger, kind of slightly sweet dressing over the top. It's absolutely delicious. And this sort of off-dry element of the wine just sets that off perfectly. To be honest, this wine would be absolutely ideal across the board. If you're going to play it safe and have one wine, go off-dry. And I'd always go Riesling. It's kind of the rule anyway. Now, just to finish, I've written down my ambitions and hopes for the new year. I hope you guys are doing the same. Mine mainly include drinking more Riesling and eating more Chinese food, which will be no surprise. But happy Chinese New Year. Get stuck in.